even means? All right, everybody. Here we are, another episode of Free Steam Games. It's January 21st, 2026. So let's get into it. See what our first free game is. It's a Void Game. A Void Game is a simple yet addictive dodge action game. Control the black cat to dodge raindrops. Experience easy control, infinite survival, and randomly spaced obstacles as you challenge the high score. Let's take a look. There's no audio, but it's just walking back and forth from dodging the raindrops. Neat. I think it's a neat game. Cool. Okay, next game is Market Garden. Market Garden lets you relive a garden area of World War II shooters, bringing classic old school first person shooter action back to its roots. Experience the epic airborne Operation Market Garden in the game that pays tribute both to the game's finest moments and the real historical events.
And so we made our plans to send an airborne army down to seize Eindhoven and the bridges at Nijmegen and Arnhem.
That looks like a pretty neat game, though. It reminds me of like the old school first person shooter games. Like going back to the first like Call of Duty. I remember playing the first game, getting up onto like the shoreline for your first gunshots. It brings me back to then, but it has like voxel graphics and stuff. So it looks really cool. Alright, Invaders. This game is 3D tower defense created by a high schooler. It was developed by Unity, was accomplished by a lot of YouTube tutorials. Oh, neato. Let's take a look and see what they made. It says Bandicam at the top. You can't see it because it's cut off. But oh my goodness, oh my goodness, I love Bandicam. I used it all the time when I was younger. So it looks like they made like a little city area, and there's like cubes that come like attack, and you have to build your little tower defense with the little torque guns. And that little area, like right here, there's all your blocks. I assume you can put your turrets on, and then the cubes will come from the different directions, and then attack your base, and I guess your base has like X amount of health in it, and then once your base runs out of health, you lose. That's what I'm guessing. That was really good for your like created by a high schooler. Jang Lee, you did a really good job. Alright, next is Gelf Chess. Or Gelf. Chess is a strategic board game infused with mythical fantasy elements derived from the tales of Tarsila. You can command, merge, and with distant abilities to escort your scepter to the central source of magic or to destroy the enemy specter. Is it scepter? But let's take a look. I don't think there's any audio. There's like no sound going. It's just spinning. No, there's no audio. So I guess you move your little pieces. Here are your pieces down here. And you can choose to move your pieces in like the grid patterns that they have. Kind of like chess pieces. And then I guess these are all like the different turns. I guess it's 4-player maybe. So can you like attack the other player somehow? Like what do you do if you like collide with the little intersection areas? See, is that gonna battle or what's that gonna do? Can you attack it? Oh, you're making more monsters. I'm not quite 100% sure what's going on here. Not quite. It's got no audio, but that's okay. It looks pretty neat though. It looks like really well done, but I have no idea what's going on. So let's go to Match Buzz. Match Buzz automatically detects when your competitive match starts in Overwatch 2 or Apex Legend and sends instant notifications through Discord or Windows. Never miss a match while grabbing a drink or taking a quick break. I guess it connects you. This doesn't have audio either. So you can set on like Discord notifications and stuff, and then once you're playing Overwatch, you get your like pings. I guess. Cool. Paper Odyssey. You are nothing more than a crumpled paper ball, discarded, forgotten, and left to rot in the corners of the vast paper factory. But you're not ready to be recycled just yet. Roll, bounce, and dodge your way past grinding machines, conveyor belts, and shredders, and make your darling escape. Darling? Darling? Let's take a look. That looks like a fun game. Reminds me of like the old school like PlayStation type games. with like the old school graphics. It's all line arts and stuff, and you have to like you're rolling. I'm guessing you have to dodge traffic there, and then you're like dodging the chainsaws, and then you're like a boat going down the like the toxic sludge. That looks pretty neat. Running horror. A first-person horror game where you must explore a vast labyrinth, evade the ruthless demonic beast, and find trapped survivors to reverse the miscast spell and escape. Let's take a look.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. The situation's bad. We're moving on to plan B. Get the hell out. There's only one way out of this, and it won't be pretty.
I think that just leaves more questions than answers. So I guess it's like a maze type game, and you go through portals, or you're looking for the portal. And look at all the books and skeletons. It must have been like a library once. Once was a library, and now it's a labyrinth. Alright, this is Silomosa. You're a lone hunter who awakens in darkness within a cursed fortress where reality and hell intertwine. Your goal is clear. Reach to the top, fight horrific enemies, grow stronger, and face what awaits at the summit. Let's take a look. So it kind of looks like a Demon Souls type game or like Devil May Cry-esque type game because it reminds me of Dante. I think Dante's from Devil May Cry. I don't know. There's so many video games, I get everybody mixed up. But it's like Dark Souls as well, where you gotta like dodge your enemy swings and block and then take your time and like figure out patterns and such. That's pretty neat. It's pretty neat, I say. Philsomula. Philsomia? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that. And let's go to Epico World. Epico World is a fast-paced multiplayer battle game where players engage as PvP tools, team-based combat, free-for-all chaos, customized legendary heroes, summon tactical companions, fight in dramatic maps inspired by global mythology and cultural epics. I did all that like one breath. So let's take a look. So it like reminds me of like the old school Dragon Ball Z games, like where you had the little characters you could fight each other, and you're beating each other up in like a 3D world. But the Dragon Ball Z ones, you go up in the air and you go pop, 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 pop in the air. But this one, you don't. You just stay on the ground, it looks like. Hmm. Seems interesting. Interesting. Alright, next game is the Fortress Fury. Fortress Fury is a survival multiplayer tower defense roguelike endless hordes of enemies want to crush your tower. Buy weapons, upgrades, craft an array of overpowering builds. You will be able to survive all the waves and be the last. Will you be able to survive all the waves and be the last tower? Let's take a look. Neat. It looks like you got your little arena there, and they all just summon in, and then you play your little battle cards. Those must be like your defense thingies, and then your power-ups, I'm guessing. Neat. Plague Hunter. In this plague-devastated world, return to the Plague Doctor to a cursed city. Recruit survivors and hunters, fight geoskip foes in a free-to-play RPG roguelike. Randomized runs, perks, and a twist fairy tale at the art direction. Twisted fairy tale art direction. Okay, let's take a look. Seems pretty interesting. How many people? Only a couple of people played it, but it looks like a good game. Well, that's all the games we got for today. So those were all the free Steam games we had on the go. And I hope everybody enjoyed their time. I hope everybody liked the games. Tell me what games you would get for free in the description below. And love you all. See you next time.